You know, this has been a wild last 24 hours in the crypto market, and SHIB is participating in that fund. In fact, it is one of the best performers in the top 50 assets in the crypto space during that period of time. And now it's a question of, do we have enough momentum or volume to muster up another push across the space? Will this continue as we head through the weekend? We'll actually discuss all that and more in this video. And I do want to also show you guys just a couple things we actually looked at yesterday and how much this has changed. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So SHIB shot out of these ranges like a cannon. Today, we're up actually 4.5%, we'll call it. Yesterday, we closed up 5%. You know, we look across the crypto space, you guys can see that when we scroll down here, Shiba Inu has actually moved 9.34% over the last 24 hours. And, you know, just scrolling through this list, SHIB is actually in the top 3 best performers in the crypto market. And believe it or not, it's actually meme coins right now that are ripping in a big way. And that's not really surprising. A lot of this capital that's been stuck on the sidelines has been that for meme coins, has been that for more of those retail driven speculative assets. So that's why they're making up such ground right now, is because they had been lagging so hard. I'm sure everybody was definitely feeling that. But right now, when we're looking at SHIB, we're actually sitting out right on the edge of a longer term trend. This is why I keep all these lines on the charts, guys, just so we know where we might face a little bit of resistance, a little bit of pushback. If we look at our weekly chart here, you guys can see we get a rejection right at our 50-week moving average. But guys, when SHIB does actually flip this, and you guys can see rejected back here in July, rejected back here in May, when we do in fact flip this and start making an extension here, that's when the fun really begins. This is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but understand that we still have a little bit of headway to make. I wish this would have happened on like a Wednesday, because then we would have had still a couple more days of weekly volume. We would have had institutional money to help drive us even further than what we've seen so far. And I'll get to that more here in just a moment. But BTC right now is sitting at about 116K. We want to see BTC push just a little bit further here. If we can get up to like 118K or so and start flipping these highs that we saw back on August 22nd, that would be a very strong move. And I think that would confirm a lot for the crypto market. But I will say, this BTC dominance has actually dropped all the way down to the lowest point we've seen since January. So that's a pretty big deal. This is the exact rejection we had been talking about and discussing many times before. And again, it's a lot of that confidence from altcoins here. Right now, still not even close to this low that we saw in terms of USDT dominance from back on August 14th. So there's a lot of capital that still has yet to enter the crypto market, even with what we're seeing right now. So that's very promising. And I want to show you guys 2 specific charts, but I'll show you guys this here in just a moment. Yesterday was a big day for institutional money. In fact, BTC this week has been very, very hot. This has actually produced $2.34 billion in inflows for institutional players on the Bitcoin side, with $642 million worth of BTC added yesterday. And even on the Ethereum side, things are starting to heat up once again. $405 million worth of ETH added. BlackRock completely flipped what they were doing. They added $165 million themselves. So you saw just a major, major push. And I think the market's starting to realize now, hey, we have rate cuts coming next week. We need to make sure we have our positions. Now, the thing that I will caution is that obviously as we get into next week, we could totally hit the FOMC meeting and get a sell the news event, especially now that it looks like rate cuts are starting to be priced in. So just be aware of that. Again, I'm trying to tread on the side of cautious optimism. This is definitely a big breakout for the space, but understand we could still fight some retracements along the way. But 2 charts that we were talking about yesterday are actually looking very strong for SHIB. This right here, guys, is the SHIB BTC chart. We looked at this yesterday. We were down at this range. We were talking about this reversal that was in fact printing. Well, yeah, it's definitely printing now. This is a very strong move for SHIB versus BTC. We still need to, we did break this trend here. We still need to get up to that 200-day moving average. That'll be a pretty big sign. SHIB hasn't been above that since all the way back in 2024. So that's something to watch very closely. And SHIB dominance making a very strong push here as well. We actually breached this 100-day moving average for the first time since May. So we did come back down below. We're fighting this here as well. So everything's kind of working out I'll say perfectly, but we just need, again, some continuity. We need continuation. I will say we did get some profit taking here over the last 24 hours, but what we tend to see around here is when SHIB starts making these candles, we start to see these types of candles around the crypto space, that is when FOMO tends to ensue. I'm not ready to say that, today is the day or anything like that, but, as you saw from yesterday, these things can change very, very quickly and they can start accelerating to the upside. So that's kind of where we're at. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you as always. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is going to continue as we get through the weekend? Are we going to continue to see this run up until next week and we get the FOMC meeting? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.